Evelyn, congratulations on getting your video, or rather getting your website from Technobase Studios. Now this is the administration orientation, where we are going to first quickly go through an overview, and then the rest of the administration video series will deal with things in different sections so that you have a complete understanding of how to administer and work your new website. The first thing that we are going to go over as far as our administration end here in your orientation is to go over the modules administration. Now, your modules are the bare bones of your website. They are where you are going to put in your content, which for the most part is fill in the blanks. Once you start to fill in the content in each area is where you will be able to see on your website how it affects the changes and starts to add to where your website starts to get fuller. And then once you have your members sign on, become registered users, and start to submit articles and so forth and comments, going from there is where your website truly begins to grow. In a quick overview of each of the modules that you have available to you, the very first one here is the content module. Content is simply that, the content that's inside of your website. It's the meat, your articles, your going on in Second Life that you want people to be aware of and participate in. Underneath that is where you see reviews. This is where people, based on the articles and the news submissions that you receive, as well as for what you put in, can actually write a review, basically give their 2 cents worth, their thoughts on what it is that you've placed there. And as administrator, you have where you can quickly review those reviews and decide whether or not they should be posted. Next to that, you have your downloads. The download section is where you can upload certain things, whether it be images, albums, calendars, even software such as the newest Second Life viewer that people can, instead of logging on to Second Life, can just go ahead and log on to your site and download it from there. Many different things can be added to downloads that you can put up that people can go ahead and download directly from you. Underneath that is where you see polls and surveys. Extremely useful in finding information out from your members and in finding out what they're thinking. For example, you might make a poll on a last week's event that you had at your club, and it's from that poll and the responses that you can determine whether this is an event that you would like to run again. You could find out from suggestions of events of which one would be the most popular that you would have people attend to. Next to that, up at the top, you have encyclopedia. This is, as it states, is an encyclopedia. It's where you can, for maybe a dictionary of words or so forth that might be unfamiliar to the common user. They have a lot of terms that are just only understood by people in Second Life, and you might have where people in real life who are coming to your website may not fully understand, so putting in a dictionary of terms or even definitions and so forth that people might read in different articles and everything would be a good place to put that there. Topics is mainly just the hot topics that will be appearing in the menu system that people can just click to right away and find the related articles to. Next on top is where you see FAQ, for frequently asked questions. Based on what your particular social community is that you're going to be creating now here on the web that follows through with also on Second Life, is where the commonly asked questions that you often had to repeatedly answer over and over again in IMs, you can now have in one place that people can just simply go to and refer to find out that information. Underneath that is where you have web links. Now, the web links is where you can put different links to different things. If you're a business, you can put web links that are directly to your store on OnRes or SL Exchange. For being a club, you can put maybe slurls or SL URLs in there that go directly to your different areas of the club and so forth. Many different things and uses for your web links there. Next on top is your forums. For those of you who are either familiar with blogspot.com or possibly WordPress and so forth, then you will be familiar very well with forums. For those of you who aren't, this is where people can post their thoughts, their ideas, their feelings and so forth, and get responses from other members of the website to what they've related and put in. It's also a great place for you to post different things and thoughts and get an idea of what people are thinking in general with. Users is just that. Those are a listing of your members there that you can find out about their information and so forth, and even change their information. Let's say for some reason somebody is having a problem with logging in and you need to go ahead and manually change their password. Or, for example, you want to add some new people to the website and simply send them a note card or a gift card that invites them over, and all they have to do is just log in using that new name and password there for them. News is just simply that, news, where you also are submitting in new articles, new news stories. Your staff members are also putting in news articles and stories, as well as your members on your website. Now, this has just been a very quick orientation as far as for your administration modules that you will be working with on your website. You will notice here underneath where it says, and of course we call this our demo website, so that's why it says my demo website there. But you can create the default homepage where instead of it being news, you can go ahead and change that to being anything else that you might want it to be. Who's online shows you currently how many guests or members that are there. You see that there is one there, which is just me, as I will be switching back and forth so that you can see how the changes that we make in the modules actually affect the website. But you can also see that too, even while you're administrating, and that'll be through the later in the series. You have your programmed articles. Programmed articles are articles that are written but not yet published on the site. These are things that may be timely events that you plan. Say if you plan a whole month's worth of events, then you might plan where the one that happens on the third week gets published on a certain day a week in advance so people can be aware of it and plan on attending. Post up responses and comments to let you know that they'll be attending your different events. And then the last thing is the last 20 articles. Each of the stories that you write and articles that you put in do have a story ID, and it does allow you to go through for those last 20 articles to either edit those articles or you can delete those articles. And then underneath that, you'll see where it says our current poll, which right now the default generic one is what do you think about this site? And you can edit that poll that's normally on the front page to change that around to whatever polls might interest you. For example, a polling on who is, if you're a club, who is being voted as the best dancer, and have the dancers' names there, and the dancer that wins gets a prize. And of course that means the dancers are all encouraged to have people come to your website and become members of your website that now you can keep in contact with on the internet, not only just in Second Life. Now that is, of course, again, a quick orientation of your administration on the back end. The rest of the series, as I said, is going to go over each module by itself. We will add a little bit of content in each area so that way you can see how it develops and have a complete understanding of how you can administer to your website and the things that you can put up there. Again, my name is Zanin Javelin, and hope to see you soon on our other series.